Okay, we're on the south side of the structure. This screen's a little torn that goes into the dining area. I can see that. This is brick and siding. It's a slab foundation. And you have these butt joints. This got a better example over there, but when you have butt joints like that, they're supposed to have flashing tape underneath them. And then these fenestrations, these windows, they should have weep holes over the lintels there. Like you have weep holes down here, they allow the water vapor to get out from behind the brick. And so those are necessary. We don't have those there. This is the condensing unit. It's on the south side. The electric disconnect should not be behind the unit. It should have been sealed. We're missing insulation on the low pressure refrigerant line. Okay. And the Schrader valves, the service ports, valves, they're not tamper-proof, and the coils are dirty. This is a 13 SEER. This is a 4-ton unit. It's 9 years old. They last about 14. It's 9 years old, and it has R22 refrigerant instead of the R410. So it's going to be very expensive to service this. It's going to work, maybe. We'll find that out. But the rain on the rooftop, there's nothing to keep it from coming down and hitting the condensing unit. There should be a rain diverter up there. It'd be nice if there's rain gutters. And then we'll see also that the unit, it's really not level. So it's not level. Those are some of the things. Again, no weep holes over the screed. There's a better shot of the butt joints. They should have had flashing tape behind them. And then when we have the siding over here, this is the breakfast area, dining area, breakfast area. When we have the siding, then you should have Z-bar flashing over the windows to help the water come out. We just don't have that. Let's see. Okay. Coming along here, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. On the north side of the house, it looks a little different. But it looks like there's some scarring here. But that could have just been this mat. So we're not going to go there. The exterior receptacle outlets are not GFCI protected, and they do not have protective prism covers on them. They do not have in-use bubble covers. There's the water pressure. Water pressure to the house is over 90 psi. The gas meter is on the other side of the fence, right there in the alley. This is where the gas enters the house on the south side of the garage. That white conduit right there, that's for the lawn sprinkler system. This is the fence. And then come around here. This door, pedestrian door to the exterior, it does not have weather stripping. So there's a gap. The house pedestrian door to the exterior, it doesn't latch very well. The threshold gasket is loose, and you can see daylight underneath the threshold gasket right there. This door should also be self-closing. Come in here. Garage interior south wall. This is the lawn sprinkler system. Probably explains why the ground's so dry. It hasn't even been plugged in. We'll see what that has to offer us. There's no GFCI in the garage either. It's a metal car door. Car entry door. The optic sensors are low enough. We do not have pull handles on the interior sides of the door. In fact, we don't have notices. There should be and that's a manufacturer's notice, but we should have warning stickers about getting pinched. We should have warning stickers about crushing children. The door opener button should have a warning notice about, child safety. And this button should not be closer to the garage floor or the pedestrian or the threshold than 5 feet. And I assure you, with my height, that's less than 5 feet. Okay, coming on along here. Still, it's a metal overhead car door. The manual door lock had not been decommissioned. If you close this door and lock the door, open it accidentally, but when a child accidentally opens it, then you could bend and cause damage to the door. This door is not GFCI protected. The garage is not GFCI protected. The water heater is in the garage closet. The water heater was manufactured in 2006. It's 14 years old. They last about 10. The water heater is 40 gallons. That's what they advertised. The safety pan just drains right out on the floor. The temperature pressure relief valve improperly goes up, making a trap. And when it discharges on the other side of the wall, it's higher than 6 inches. Electric service disconnect is not necessary because the breaker is right here within sight and within 25 feet. The water supply lines to the water heater should have been insulated, just like the temperature pressure relief valve. And then this electric conduit right here is loose at the tank. Move around through some storage. We're probably not going to get a roof video. These paving stones laid out, okay, they're not dimensionally uniform, maybe trip hazards. But this is the lowest area, and the top roof, it's too hot to walk on, it's too steep to walk on, it's too high to walk on. So I'm going to get some observations from going around, from using my ladder and going around the edges. I might be able to walk around this bottom edge. Now, your property should not discharge water onto your neighbor's property as a nuisance. So a rain gutter is definitely recommended here so that you can, I don't do code inspections, but so that you can comply with the code. And what we have over here is we got a butte. What we're looking at here, in fact I want to take a picture of this. This is called a shelter tube. And a shelter tube is what termites use, subterranean termites, because they use these tubes to travel and they have to stay in direct contact with the ground, but they need the wood. And they're blind, and they also, these tunnels maintain their humidity. And there's a live one right there. Can you see that little guy right there? Right there at the tip of my... Hello, sir. So we got live termites. Oh, there's some coming out of the holes. This is a pretty good little shelter tube here. That's some pretty good termites right there. Okay, come back in a couple days. Just like you saw, that one was knocked off. It looks like somebody's been out here inspecting this house for termites. I don't know who. I don't know if they were licensed or not, but they knocked the shelter tube off that you saw, like I did. And in a few days, this tube will be rebuilt. Lawn sprinkler heads should not be closer to the structure than 12 inches. And here's those butt joints I was talking about. They're not supposed to be sealed with caulk like that. Electric power is below grade. It's on the north side of the garage. The meter should have been sealed to help prevent moisture infiltration into the roof, into the wall system. Those are soffit vents. Some of the siding here is buckling. It's coming away from the structure. They should all be refastened and sealed. Of course, this siding is no spring chicken itself, so eventually you're probably going to want to budget for upgrading it, replacing it, because you got the cancer. Obviously, they've had some issues here where they drill stuff on it. That's why we seal the meter. That's why we seal the disconnect. Okay, because this is the water heater temperature pressure relief valve, and it's higher from the ground than 6 inches, like I mentioned if we would find it. Coming along here, we got two vents. I'm not sure why we have two. Okay, but we got a closed dryer vent here, and it's clogged with lint. We'll have a picture of that. This is like a closed dryer vent. I'm not sure what that's about. The soil should not be pulling away from the house, from the foundation perimeter. And then when you see humps like this, okay, that's a clue that we've had a couple piers installed over here. This is the ladder I use. Trees should not be touching the roof. We got a little bit of freeze board separation. That's normal. So far I haven't seen any cracks in the masonry. That's pretty amazing. These are called shrinkage cracks. Some people call them corner pops, whatever. Alright, so that it supports the brick. It's not a part of the foundation. If it's within 6 inches, I don't know who's 6 inches, span of a hand, and it goes in this direction, that's a natural occurrence. You could patch it, make it better, but kind of is what it is. Unless the brick are falling off, it's really not a thing. Trees should not be placed closer than 25 feet to a slab foundation. Wood mulch underneath the soffit and the drip edge. Okay, that's conducive to wood destroying insects. These are your clean outs right here, your main sewer clean outs. Coming along, that's the front faucet. We're getting high. Now I'm looking. If I've seen one, I want to see any more. Okay, rain gutters should not discharge directly onto the ground close to the structure. No in-use cover. The doorbell works. The doorbell should be sealed. This is the front door, door lock. Exterior light fixtures should be sealed. Help keep moisture from coming in. A little more freezeboard separation. This is called an open tension in. Okay, so this is a post-tension cable slab foundation and monolithic, and those ends is they tighten those. That's cable running through the foundation. They tighten those as the cement, as the concrete's drying, and then they cut them off and cover them up. And they tighten them. It makes the foundation a lot stronger. But after they tighten them, they cut them off, and then they cover them up. Otherwise, that cable can rust. If it rusts, it breaks. If it breaks, that's a pretty bad problem. Now, statistically, your odds are pretty good. It doesn't happen a lot. But it's not right, okay? Street sidewalks are moving around a little bit, shrinking around the curb. Your post office box is listing a little bit. This is your meter, perfectly fine. Meter check said that it was okay. This is your lawn sprinkler check valve, and they're not supposed to be in the parkway. They're supposed to be on your property. This is actually city property. You get to mow it, you get to water it, you'll get fined for it, but it's not yours. And your equipment should be over here on your side. The water meter is acceptable in that location.